everybody. Hi there, thank you for making it here today. Welcome to our Cyber Summit 2025. Haven't quite got used to saying the year yet, so I keep getting all my passwords wrong. So actually I shouldn't say that, should I? Because you'd know part of my password. But look, thank you genuinely for getting here today. Storm Ewan, there's always something at this time of the year that makes it a little bit more challenging. But thank you all for making the effort to get here. And welcome to this very impressive RSA house. I did a little bit of research on here, and did you know it was designed in 1774? It's quite a long time ago, certainly before people were worrying about cybersecurity. And in 1887, Alexander Graham Bell did the first practical demonstration of the telephone. So, hopefully we're going to dial up the content today and keep it interesting. Sorry, that's as bad as it gets. Although I don't know, Peter might be later, so you never know. But so what can you expect? I'm going to go quickly through what you can expect from today and cover a couple of the logistics. Agenda. So we're going to kick off. Obviously, Arno, CEO, will come over of ITC, will come over and run through his thoughts on the year past and share some thoughts of direction travel forward. At that point, we've got Sir Graham Lamb, who is not only sits on our advisory council as chairman of our advisory council, but for those that don't know, he tends to be a regular at our annual summit. But he was former Director of Special Forces, Commander of the British Field Army, so he knows quite a little bit about what's going on in the World Theatre, and he's going to be sharing his thoughts on really looking at what's going on around the very busy world stage and how that's impacting potentially and the impact it has on cybersecurity. We then were going to have Steve McKeveney. Unfortunately, Steve, last minute, has got called away, so Peter has very graciously decided to step up. And he's going to be looking through, on our theme today, which is around sort of redefining the basics, but he's going to be looking at what can we do to make sure that we are monitoring and looking at our businesses in a right way, in a way how the criminal or the cyber adversary would be looking at it. Are we protecting ourselves in the right way? Are we doing things right? So, really interesting session. We've then got a networking break, which is going to be back downstairs. So I think there's tea, coffees, biscuits, etc. And then myself and Julian are going to come over and we're going to talk around a topic that's really popular today with most of the discussions that we're having with customers around data security and stopping data exfiltration, or as it's dramatically called, stopping the data bleed. I'm really glad then to welcome Sarah Armstrong-Smith, who's Chief Security Advisor for Microsoft, and she's going to be sharing her thoughts. Some really interesting stuff around what's going on in the world stage again, looking at AI and some of the stuff that we can learn from that and what we're seeing, but also sharing her thoughts and in her position to look at what we can learn from 24 and what we can see moving forward. And then that leads very neatly on to Rick Ferguson. So Rick comes to us as Special Advisor to Europol's Euro Crime Centre and advisor to the EU. And he's going to be also sharing his thoughts of what's gone on in the year, what we can expect moving forward. Arno will join us at the end for closing remarks, and then we've got some networking drinks downstairs. And for those that aren't bored with us or are willing to go the extra mile, we've booked some space in a good British pub called the Coal Hole, which is about 2-3 minutes away. So we're not going to be doing a panel, you'll notice here, so there's going to be questions. We're going to allow questions at the end of each session, assuming we stick to time. We are going to try, and we know all of your diaries are fairly precious, so we'll make sure we stick to time as much as we can. For those that need it, restrooms, I think downstairs and further downstairs for gents and ladies. But again, if there's any questions to that or whereabouts, you'll see some of us with blue lanyards. If you go and speak to them, they'll be able to help guide you and navigate or answer any questions that you may have. This is also a global event. We've got a global audience. Obviously, we're doing it in London, but we have a number of people dialing in from the US, from Europe. So just be aware this is streaming live. We will be getting content off the back of this and sharing it in the weeks following the event. To improve experience further, if you look at for those online, there is an email that came, and I think it's in the invite as well, but there's a QR code. And also there's leaflets on the tables. If you do that, download that, then you will get access to a whole bunch of useful information. There's the agenda. There's also, I think you can see the slides easily, but there are the speaker slides and bios and all that, and also a feedback form, which again, we always ask every year, please take the time to fill in the feedback form, because it really does help us in terms of aligning content, timing, logistics, what you like or don't like about the venue. So it really does help us. So I think without further ado, I think that's it from me. And at this stage, I'd like to welcome Arno on stage. Arno.
Hello, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to what is our 11th ITC Cyber Summit. This is our event at the beginning of the year to wake everybody up, to get you out of that Christmas slumber, remind you of some of the challenges that might come up, but also to talk about some of the opportunities and how we could work together and partner on that. Being 11 years of Cyber Summit, that uniquely coincides with the creation of the concept of Dry January. So I don't know if that's what the marketing team originally thought that would save on budget for the event, but it helps clear minds, focus on the objectives, and have good conversations. The RSA is a very pivotal venue. It's been around for centuries, bringing together innovators and thought leaders. It has, through those centuries, countless times, encouraged the arts and creative thinkers to come together with technologists to solve complex problems. And that's what we're here to do today. We keep reminding ourselves that cybersecurity isn't just a technology or a technical challenge, so we need creative thinking from all areas of all of your insights. January is also a very important month for ITC. It's our birthday. This birthday is quite a significant one. ITC turned 30 years old this year. We do a little applause for that. And it's been a tremendous time for our organization and a period that we've lived through. Some of those that have heard me talk about it will recount and forgive me for repeating the statistic I often use, that when ITC was founded in 1995, January, 4th of January, only 8% of the UK businesses were connected to the internet. ITC was part of that first digital transformation that enterprises went through. We were connecting global corporates headquartered in London, typically, we were connecting them to the internet for the very first time, building out their networks, very quickly needing to monitor that for them 24 hours a day, which evolved and grew into what is our modern SOC powered by Microsoft today, based in Canary Wharf. During that time, we've always been based in London, and we have been operating on a 24-hour basis now for more than 22 years. And having lived through that time as a business, we also know what we need to survive, and that's in the fiber of our business is that resilience of our people. We've been through the dot-com bubble, we've been through the global economic crisis in 07-08, pandemic, and the current situation happening around us. We've had clients rise to great heights, go through tough times, and some disappear overnight. And what continues and is steadfast throughout that is partnership. And that's why we're here today. You are amongst friends today. You may not know all of them yet, but you will meet them throughout the day, both from our organization, but from others who share our vision about making the digital world a safer place to do business. There are some special partners here today. I'd like to say a special thank you to the team at Microsoft, and particularly Sarah Omsom-Smith, who'll be on stage very soon, for their continued partnership and support, both in helping to make today happen by putting their hands in the pockets to support us, but actually with their most valuable support, their time, and their commitment and their investment to ultimately pushing our combined mission of a more secure digital future forward together. Also thank you to our partners at Silverfort, where we partner with Microsoft and Silverfort to solve what I like to call the more complex identity security challenges on premises, service accounts, operational technology. So a really key important partner for us there. And of course, it's not all about technology, it's about the people as well. So the team at CyberSafe, we thank you for your partnership and your help and support over the years. Our partnership with Microsoft is very important to us, as you'll see in banners everywhere, and you'll hear throughout the day. But the last year has been a very important year, a pivotal year for us. Because in addition to all the usual programs that we're on with Microsoft and the feedback we give and the testing Alan, our Microsoft MVP, does on the products and how we work with their product teams in Israel and in Redmond, we have been on Microsoft's AI for Security program for the last 18 months. This is, from a product perspective, Copilot for Security. So we're very excited to see when that is launched later in the year, what that'll bring to the market, both for us as a service provider, but also for end organizations and companies. But what this has helped us do is be at the coalface of this revolution of Gen AI in the field of cybersecurity. And in addition to using this product and giving feedback to Microsoft very helpful in getting their input in, we've actually started our own AI large language model using Azure AI. And this is where, as an organization that's been around for 30 years, we have quite a lot of data. Data that perhaps most of us thought would never be helpful and useful about how networks operated a long time ago. But a lot of user data, a lot of behavioral data, all the things that are able now to feed these language models, and we're seeing the benefit of that in our operations center every day, with our team being able to work more efficiently and more effectively, and therefore ultimately deliver better and faster outcomes for our customers. We've also been working very closely with Microsoft on their red team for AI, so where they are testing the security of different Gen AI models. And there's an excellent white paper recently released and promoted by Charlie Bell, head of security engineering at Microsoft, which I would encourage all of you to look at and consider. And the three key findings from that we've corroborated from our own hands-on use of AI, specifically in the field of cybersecurity, is that the use of AI and the advent of free availability of AI helps both sides. We're able to defend better, faster, and hopefully in smarter ways, but conversely, the attackers can move faster and keep us on our toes similarly. But AI exacerbates existing cybersecurity vulnerabilities. There's a big finding in the report. Secondly, they found that we, humans, we are the ones still improving and securing AI. And there are certain areas, and specifically called out in the report, cybersecurity is one of them, where AI is not yet at the level where it can reliably replace the human beings in the overall protection of organizations. And I think that's also indicative of Microsoft's positioning of their own product. Their AI product for security is called Copilot. It's not autopilot. It's not going to do everything for us, but it can work alongside us to be better, smarter, and more effective. The report additionally highlights the limitations that AI has around cultural nuances and also emotional intelligence. And again, for any of you that have worked with a good cybersecurity consultant, and hopefully some of them are in our organization, you'll hopefully be able to testify to the value that brings to being able to provide advice, particularly in a boardroom risk advisory capacity. The last finding that the report has is the need for defense in depth. The need to not focus our systems and our defenses on one single layer, but to look deeper, to red team ourselves, therefore driving up the economics of an attacker achieving a successful attack against us. The old analogy of having bigger locks and bigger walls than your neighbors is also still applicable to us today in cybersecurity. And particularly over the next year, one of the key things we're looking at is the government's participation and the public-private partnership in the advancement of AI. As an organization, now that we have this module in and the capability with us, data is the power that we're mobilizing. We are collecting and sharing more data than we have ever done, and we're doing that responsibly and securely, working with the National Cybersecurity Centre here in the UK and through their cybersecurity information sharing platform, CISP. Any organization registered in the UK can sign up for free. And if you'd like to, please do speak to one of the ITC colleagues, and they'll be able to refer your organization in to get access to this information sharing platform. There are also excellent information sharing and analysis centers, ISACs, that specialize on sector-specific intelligence and information sharing. These are key facilities that we see as our partnership to share information, to work together against the bad guys. And that's really what we're here to do today, to share information, to build stronger relationships and partnerships, to better protect ourselves, our organizations, and our communities. So please, you're amongst friends. Speak openly, speak freely, interact, make the most out of your time in your session with us. What we've learned through these times of uncertainty is that we find strength in partnership, we find strength in unity. And that's really what today is all about, and we wish to drive over the next year. Our next speaker is somebody we hold very dear to our heart. Sir Graham has been a phenomenal supporter of our business as the chairman of the ITC Senior Advisory Council. I went back through the diary, Sir Graham. I think it was 18 years ago that we first met. So thank you for your partnership and your camaraderie through the years. But we have a lot to be thankful for Sir Graham. All of us in this room for the safety, security, and liberty that we live in and take for granted every day. As Mark mentioned, Sir Graham was a distinguished leader of the UK Special Forces, and beyond that, even after his time with the British Army, went to lead our partnership with the Americans and actually partnered up with General Petraeus and General McChrystal for deployment into Afghanistan, one of the first big joint deployments of its time. And really, we have a lot to be thankful for that today. And therefore, it's my great pride and pleasure to welcome to the stage Sir Graham Lamb.